Hi everyone, welcome back for topic 6 for BX2051. This week we'll be talking about talent attraction and selection. So this topic is closely aligned to your assessment pieces 2 and 3. So it's a really good idea just to get a good overview about each of these topics and what that could mean and the different types of areas that you need to be kind of honing in on, especially for your assessment pieces. Now, the objectives for this topic are to be able to recognise the strategic nature of the employee attraction and selection process and their relationship to the vision, mission, and strategic planning processes of the organisation. You should be able to identify the advantages and disadvantages of internal and external employee attraction strategies, be able to identify the principal recruitment sources and techniques and appreciate when this might be best utilised. Being able to identify and evaluate the appropriate informing sources on job candidates, critically evaluate the interview as a selection process, identify and demonstrate an understanding of the different employment tests that can be utilised to select appropriate candidates, and then demonstrating an understanding of how to reach a selection decision. So all of these will, as I said before, help you with your assessment pieces 2 and 3 around, designing a job advertisement, looking at the job description, and then working through the selection and recruitment process. So in your text, the authors highlight the war for talent as a significant crisis facing the knowledge-based economy. The difficulties of attracting and retaining talent are described as a consequence of the emergence of new markets and technologies, as well as increasing demands on existing industries, which has meant an increased need for highly educated and skilled human resources. So skilled shortages faced by organisations in a number of countries have impacted on the attraction and selection processes, with organisations having to be more creative in order to attract the necessary talent. Demographic issues such as the ageing population, we're seeing declining birth rates across the world, and higher educational qualification requirements are needed in terms of where you're going to be working. So these are all key issues for the attraction and retention of talent. They also highlight the importance of adopting a strategic orientation to the employee attraction and selection process. So it no longer is it just, I need someone to fill this particular job. How does that fit into the strategic objectives of the organisation? So organisations can draw up elaborate attraction and selection processes, but these can only minimise and not diminish the many influences that will surround this critical aspect of HRM. HR and organisational leaders need to focus more on the diverse workforce, which will include not only generational differences, but also differences relating to gender, culture, and family responsibility. So human resource management highlights the innovative ways in which not-for-profit organisations ensure workforce diversity with staff recruitment and selection. And the key point to be made is that strategies must be dynamic in nature and flow ultimately from the organisation's mission statement and strategic objectives. So that really is the key. Does everything fit within that strategic objective of the organisation? Are we all working towards that one specific goal? So employee attraction and selection strategies and processes must be compatible with your business strategies as well. So really taking that strategic focus and perspective within the organisation. With the war for talent, it's actually spawned a push for organisations to be known as employers of choice so that they attract the best talent. And those recognised as employers of choice invariably possess and indeed promote workplace strategies such as work flexibility, they have diversity management and innovative leadership and development opportunities for employees. The best employers, and there are an emergence of a number of national awards for this type of, title of best employee. So things like the ARI Awards, in recent years reflects both the need to recognise organisations' outstanding HR achievements and in turn their attractiveness as employers of choice for potential recruits. So these companies, among others, have become the preferred brands for prospective applicants. There's also company branding. So employer branding is the sum total of a company's efforts to convince existing and prospective staff that the company is an attractive place to work. Becoming an employer of choice will help to attract and retain the best people available. So this is a role of employer branding, to build a positive image that will actually attract the best talent that's out there. Now this week we have a guest lecture that spoke to students last year. It's just a really, really good, I guess, talk that they provided around employer branding and employee branding. And I urge you all to go and have a listen to that because it was actually really, really informative. One of the first points in attracting new staff to an organisation is that those responsible for making employee attraction selection decisions should have adequate information upon which to make those decisions. So in the past, much has been written about the concept of the best fit, in particular the person-job fit. But more recently, we're seeing more of a focus that has broadened to include not only the person-organisation fit, but also the fit between the person and the workplace culture. Because we're seeing much more of a focus on what the person environment fit is going to look like and how they're going to fit within a team. So this is becoming increasingly difficult to achieve in a multi-generational workforce where the diversity in generational attitudes, values and beliefs make it harder to satisfy a diverse range of employees as well as potential job candidates. So this distinction is highlighted by the authors in the text, who state that the way a person fits into the culture of the existing team, department and organisation is often more important than the fit to the job. So often problems with the new employee are the result of a poor organisational fit rather than problems in undertaking the actual job. You also have an international perspective in 6.1. Which provides information worth considering for recruitment and selection where you might have international assignments from part of the job and work environment.